All right, welcome back, guys. So today we're going to be talking about what is next for Weili Zhang, and she just got the big win in UFC 312, got the win over Suarez, and it was a dominant performance. She did really well, super impressive, completely stuffed all the takedowns except for one from Suarez. Won every single round except maybe the first round. Got her own takedowns, beat her up on the feet, was just super dominant, super physical, and like you watch that, and like at this point who the hell beats her? Who? She's beaten all the best grapplers. She's beaten all the best strikers. She's beaten all the best oh my goodness, jujitsu practitioners. She's beaten them all. So I don't know who poses her any issues. Like in the wings, there's going to be a title eliminator with Verna Jandaroba and Yanji Anand, and that's a great fight. Two really good mixed martial artists, two women at the top of the division. And both. I think that's a sick fight. Honestly, I don't even know who wins. Like Jandaroba, if she gets the wrestling going, Yanji Anand if she doesn't, because Jandaroba amazing grappler, Yanji Anand amazing striker. But like, regardless of who wins that, right? Yanji Anand's already fought Weili. There were competitive moments. She hurt Weili. She got takedowns. She did a decent job, and maybe with the right adjustments, she can make it a nice competitive fight. I could see that. She's probably the best. If I think about it now, like in terms of this division, I think the best shot is Yan Jianan in a rematch. That's what I think. Because she could strike with Weili. She could grapple with Weili, clearly. Weili the better grappler, but she was able to get her own takedowns. So that would probably be the closest, but I still think Weili beats her. I just don't think like Weili's so good and she's so physical and so strong and she improves fight to fight to fight to fight. Still, even though she's 35 or 34, I think 35. She's still improving a lot. It's crazy. And then Verna, I love Verna. I'm a fan. I don't think she can take Weili. I really don't. What is she gonna do? Grapple her? That worked out great for Suarez and Esparza. It's like I don't know if she can do it. Maybe she can get the takedowns if she can offer. Because Suarez, I talk about this all the time. If it's just a wrestler with no hands, those even if they're like, if you take like an Olympic level wrestler, right? But they don't have any striking. They're, in my opinion, their takedowns overall over a fight, maybe the first one this doesn't apply to, but as the fight goes on, their takedowns, in my opinion, will be easier to stuff than maybe a guy like Nasruddin Imavov, who is nowhere near that caliber of wrestling, but has really elite striking and then learned the wrestling. Those takedowns will be harder to stuff, in my opinion, because the wrestler with no striking, no matter how amazing their wrestling is, if that's the only threat they have, their opponent can be ready for it and expect it and see it coming and plan accordingly and react accordingly. But if there's hands involved and the person has really good striking, but then they can also duck and wrestle, then it's a problem. That's why I think Yan Jianan was able to get takedowns on Weili, while Suarez was not. I think that has a lot to do with it. Gas tank also, obviously. Suarez didn't really have the gas tank, got tired real quick. But that's why I don't know if Jandaroba really has a shot because Jandaroba doesn't have the best striking. But long story short, if you ask me who I think it should be next in this division, if it's going to be someone in this division, you do the Yan Jianan rematch or give it to Verna if Verna beats Yan Jianan. Mackenzie Dern's kind of making a comeback right now. She's been looking really good. Maybe another win and she could be somebody. But again, I cannot see Mackenzie Dern beating Weili. I just don't see it. So the only reasonable option, move her up. I think it's about time. Let her go fight Valentina. Dana said it himself. He's like, I don't know which one of them is the best. Maybe it's time for them to find out. And he said, like, I'll give the Weili's team whatever they want. He was meeting them right after the presser. He's like, whatever they ask for, I'm probably going to say yes. So if they ask for it, I think they're going to get it. My one thing with it is like, it's pretty ridiculous not to give Manon Fiorot her shot first because that woman's been waiting, what, at this point, 2 years? Just waiting. And her career's going by. I think Manon's 36 or 37 now. Let me check. No, I overrated it. She's 34. And she fought Blanchfield last year. All right. Well, time flies when you're having fun. But I really think you got to do Manon next. And then whoever wins that fight, whether it's Valentina or Manon, then do it for Weili. But they can't do that, right? They can't, because then you lose the super fight status. Because if it's just Weili versus Manon, it's like, yeah, Weili's going for the double shot, but Manon is still too new to be considered the greatest or anything. Valentina right now has the strongest argument for being the greatest outside of Amanda Nunes, obviously. But in my opinion, I think Valentina might have a better argument than Nunes, but that's a whole nother discussion. Valentina, even at this age, she's 35 or 36, and she's still getting it done. Made all the adjustments against Grasso. She can still wrestle. She can still strike. I think Manon does beat her personally, but in terms of this matchup, Valentina versus Weili, that's a sick fight. Who wins that? I don't know. A lot of Weili's success recently has been coming from her physicality, from her being able to be a lot stronger, a lot more physical than her opponents. I can't really see that being the case against Valentina, who's up at flyweight and is a very physical and strong flyweight. And then Valentina does have the wrestling, but like I've been talking about, she's also got the striking. So that's one where I probably favor Valentina, even though she's on the older side of things. I feel she probably wins. That's my thought. But it's hard to fade Weili at this point. Weili's just a different beast. So great fight. I think that's the one you make. Does it suck for Manon? Yeah, and I would kind of want Manon to go first, but narrative wise, it doesn't work. You'll have to do this one first and then Manon, and I think that's what they're going to do. So I think we can expect an announcement in the next couple months of Weili versus Shevchenko, and that's a fight I really want to see. So yeah, that's what I think is next for Weili. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.